Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and are making some really good trades. Now, let's dive in right into the analysis here. I'm extremely tired, but I will continue to give you guys analysis on the markets. So, it looks like the markets are getting a bit of a dip here in the after hours. NVDA earnings weren't good, did not come in good at all. Actually, they beat on all metrics. It's the guidance that's not good, and I guess that people are reacting negatively to it. Clearly, I mean they're selling it off in the after hours. It's down 6% or 6.7%. It was down 7 or 6 point. It was down at one point. I think 7.5. I'm not too sure. I haven't been following it that closely, but overall, looks like the analysis was correct. We were in the sell area. I think this flat is playing out nicely, and if this is correct, then we should be headed back down to 81 to $59 in this buy area down here. Now, it's not like I'm going to be 100% right on this. We could easily just build a base at one point and form another 1-2 setup for us to go higher. This dip could get very easily bought up. The market is very enthusiastic about the stocks at the moment and can continue to try and push this higher and higher and higher into new all-time highs. A lot of people were loaded to the gills. I mean, loaded on calls. They were not expecting a down earnings on Nvidia, and I mean, it goes to show, experienced people just FOMOing in, or sorry, inexperienced people just FOMOing in. The market's always going to take your money. So we were, as like a disclosure, I was not short Nvidia, but I am short AMD from around these levels here, around 157, 158. So we're going to be up nicely on this position tomorrow if everything continues like it is. It's down 4% in the after hours. We were short Tesla, so Tesla is also going down. So we should be up nicely on that as well. And we're actually not short these stocks. We're buying the inverse ETF. So we're actually long the TSLZ and we're long AMDS, I believe. AMDS, yeah. This one's up 5% in the after hours. Wow. And we bought one day or a couple days before the Nvidia earnings. We were getting long the XOXS because I told you guys that the XOXL was looking a little bit rough on Market Cipher, and it's down 9% now in the after hours. So we should see some more downside coming here for the XOXL. You got red money flow. So if this continues, then it will probably make new lows and maybe even tag this low all the way down here at $14. It's a long ways away from there. So I don't even know if it'll do that. Maybe we just break this pivot and complete the C leg, but we'll see how this market takes us. So today, I guess the market's making me look like a genius, but it's not always going to be like that. The Qs at the moment are reacting nicely to the buy area, but there's no guarantee that we will hold this level, and you could easily break down. And honestly, like your invalidation point for a 1-2 setup is all the way down here at 224. But obviously, if you see too much acceleration, too much panic, you could easily go all the way back down to 495, and the Qs can go all the way back down here to 410. So that could easily happen. And again, it's not to say that it is going to happen, but you need to keep an open mind of the bearish and the bullish scenario. The bullish scenario is that we continue up in this 1-2 setup. The bearish scenario is that this could either be an extended fourth wave and it's going to destroy bulls and bears. Bears super happy, bulls super enthusiastic, and now kablam, that would just destroy both sides again. And then people get extremely bearish now because you broke this pivot. And after that, maybe you could get a massive short squeeze towards the upside and rally to new all-time highs and then complete the fifth wave. But the fifth could be already completed as well. So you need to keep that in mind because you do have bearish divergence and I think you have it on the daily and the weekly as well. So just pay attention to the chart, guys, and make sure that you're not getting too emotionally attached to your trades. But let's take a look here at a few other things. So I'll cover some other sectors and some other stocks. So the IWM could have finished this 1-2 setup. You're breaking the 4-hour cycle. This tells me that we're probably going to start correcting down as well, and this is in danger of a waterfall sell-off as well. And this 1-2 pattern, a 1-2 setup, and now you should be looking for this third wave here, this third wave and massive capitulation in the IWM. That's what might be coming soon. And then we could take a look here at Apple. Apple looks like it almost reached its target. It has met the minimum requirements for a C leg. So honestly, you could call it finished if you want. You actually finished it right here with no bearish divergence. So this could have peaked, and now you're getting ready to extend all the way back down here to this target. And let me just see if this target is still accurate after this big explosion here. Let me see. We drag it down. Oh, I think I'm making some mistakes here. There we go. So maybe the target can come all the way back down to this area right here, or it could easily extend even lower, right, for Apple. I mean, that means like there's a lot of downside coming, but we'll see. It's not down that much. It's only 25 basis points. Apple hasn't really moved much either. Tesla hit our short area. We've been short since, and it should be headed down to 165. NVDA, we already talked about, targets all the way down here, and it's making progress towards its way down in the after hours, but we need to see follow through. And if we just get dip buyers coming in and saving the market, then you're not going to get this scenario, and you're just going to get an extension higher in the fifth wave. Okay, let's talk about PayPal. We've been covering PayPal a few times here. PayPal hit a bit of a new high here, and it ended with a peak in wave 3. Now what we need to see is this uptrend being supported, and we need it to hold, right? We need this to hold, which it looks like it doesn't really want to on the daily. Is the 4-hour okay? The 4-hour is already correcting. Oh boy, I don't like what I see right now. Let me just take a look here. You erase divergence, and you kind of ended with some bearish divergence as well. You could call this the 3, the 4, and then the 5. But again, actually, you didn't make a new high here. But from this peak, I guess you could call this a flat, and then another extension of a fifth wave. But really, if it's only 3 waves up, which it kind of looks like it, kind of does look like 3 waves up almost. But it's too early to tell, and if it is, then shit, like PayPal is gonna come all the way back down again, and this whole thing was a corrective move. But I'm optimistic for PayPal. But just know we're in a weak sector. The tech sector is a weak sector right now. Okay, so Bitcoin shitting the bed. Not too surprising. Mara headed lower most likely in this ABC correction. Could be done now, and if we are headed lower, the target's all the way down here, guys. CLSK also in the buy area, but let's see if this holds. It can go lower. I'm not ready to buy any crypto at the moment. I actually closed some crypto longs that I had going on and took some slight losses and made it back on this bounce back up here yesterday night when we bounced at like 58,700. We bounced back up to 59K. Did take a small long there, so we got some money back. And let me take a look at a few other things. I want to cover TLT as per usual. So TLT, kind of stagnant right now, not doing much. Should be just headed higher. You got to, excuse me, you have a dip buy area down here at 96.92, but ultimately the yields should be headed lower. Let me take a look at TLT on Market Cipher. Let's see what we could make out of it here. So there, it's saying that it's really just a corrective move, and the yields are gonna collapse. Sorry, we're gonna get a spike up in yields, and we're gonna get a collapse back down in TLT. If that's the case, that means inflation is going much and much higher. And that's a big problem because the Fed is trying to cut rates. And if they can't cut rates, then the unemployment rate is going to skyrocket. And they've already done so much damage to the job market. That's why they're in full panic mode right now, trying to cut rates as fast as they can because they won't announce it, but they know that they've done tremendous damage to the labor market. But yeah, let's take a look at the 20-year yields as well. That may be a better chart for me to analyze. So let's just take a look at that real quick. 20-year yield. All right, 20-year looks like it's trying to bottom here on the daily. The weekly looks like it's trying to bottom as well, curling in. 4-hour time frame. You got red money flow coming back up. Could we be getting ready for a spike up in yields? That's possible. And if it gets out of hand, then you could be in for a big bout of selling in the TLT. And if it's only 3 waves up and you correct back down, this would turn into an ABC. This would be a 1-2, and then you are gonna get that collapse back down in TLT. So there is risk in TLT as well. Don't get me wrong. There is risk here too, but let's see. Let's see how everything's going to play out. Okay, and I think we could talk about a few other things here. The DXY. Let me get it back on the DXY. So the DXY getting a big bounce up today, up 44 basis points, about to close the day in 6 seconds. I think the DXY could be in for a bounce here in wave 4, but ultimately like a bigger bounce, but ultimately to correct lower in wave 5. So I'll just leave my chart as is like this, and I think this is what we need, and we need to finish all the way back down here at 98.45 to 97. And let me take a look at I'll just wrap it up with a few other things. So oil is kind of in this one too, like I said yesterday. So oil should bounce back up. Maybe you come back up to 77.6, 77.5, and then you have a big rollover and a capitulation crash. I expect oil to go much lower here. And gold and silver kind of stagnant here, pulled back today. So this is, you got 5 waves up now in silver. You got good divergence. So this could be a 1-2, right? You should actually maybe look for more upside. So you got some indicators pointing that the market is trying to top out, and you got some that are saying we need more upside. So who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? We'll see. We'll find out pretty darn soon. Anyways, hopefully this video helped you guys. As per usual, actually, let me take a look at Chewy. I think someone asked me to take a look at Chewy last time in the comments. So I said this is an ABC possibly, and let's see if this played out. I mean, it obviously overshot by a tremendous amount. C leg extension. You ended with no divergence, so this is a 3-wave move up, and it looks like it corrected a little bit too much. So now what you need to look for is most likely another 3-wave move down. All right, you need to look for something like this, and it could have ended today on this big pop-up of 11%. But we'll know more in the coming days. Excuse me. You could be looking at something like this too. It could extend higher, But if it corrects back down, takes out this low, you should be done, and you should be correcting all the way back down here to possibly some new lows on Chewy. And there's nothing against this stock. It's just what I see here. Let me see. Also, I've had mad allergies, so I'm just super tired right now. Took some allergy relief pills, and I don't know, they're making me really drowsy. Or maybe I'm just lacking sleep. So it could go higher, and if it is, that's the target right there. But that's a short area. But would I short this stock? No, it's just too crazy. Anyways, have a good evening, guys. Hopefully our trades play out tomorrow, and if they do, then you know, congrats. Peace.